Okay, let's talk about AI in the events world. If you've heard that phrase and felt, a mix of curiosity, maybe a little bit of anxiety, and this feeling that you really need to be paying attention, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to cut through all the noise and just focus on what's practical, what's strategic, and what you can actually start using today. Let's dive in.
So let's just start with a number, 43%. What is that? Well, that is the percentage of event planners who are right now using AI regularly in their work. This isn't some future trend we're talking about. It's happening as we speak, and honestly, the speed of adoption is just exploding. And this chart, wow, this shows you just how fast this train is moving. Just a few months ago, that number was only 22%. It has practically doubled in the blink of an eye. At the same time, the number of planners not using AI at all, it's plummeted from almost half of us down to just 17%. The momentum here is, well, it's undeniable. But here's the real story behind the headlines. While tons of people are jumping in, a huge 65% are only kind of dipping their toes in the water. They might use it for a single task here and there, but it's scattered. They haven't really woven it into their day-to-day work in a strategic way. And that gap, the one between just dabbling and actually being strategic, that is the single biggest opportunity in our industry right now. So to actually grab that opportunity, we have got to get our language right. You hear these words thrown around all the time. Automation, AI, augmentation, almost like they mean the same thing, but they don't. They're fundamentally different, and knowing that difference is the key to using them right. Let's start with the simplest one, automation. It's purely rule-based. That's it. Think of it like a simple recipe. If this happens, then do that. For example, if a new person registers for your event, then automatically send them a confirmation email. It's all about taking a boring, repetitive task off your plate. Super efficient, but it doesn't think or learn. It just does what it's told. Now, artificial intelligence, or AI. This is where things get a whole lot smarter. AI isn't just following a static rule book. It's actually learning from data. It sees patterns, it adapts, and it can start making predictions or suggestions. So instead of just sending that confirmation email, an AI could look at a registrant's profile and say, hey, you know what? Based on their job title, they'd probably love these specific sessions. It's not just doing a task, it's giving you insight. And that leads us to this idea of augmentation. Honestly, for most of us, this is the real sweet spot right now. This is the idea of AI working with you, like a co-pilot. It's not about replacing your judgment, it's about supercharging it. The AI does the heavy lifting, all that data crunching, writing the first draft, doing the initial research, which frees you up to do what humans do best, apply strategy, nuance, and expertise. So here's the bottom line. Automation does tasks for you. AI and augmentation think with you and enhance you. And knowing which one of these to use for which problem, that's the real foundation of working smarter, not just faster. Okay, that's enough theory. Theory is great, but let's make this real. How do you actually go from knowing these concepts to putting them to work? We're going to start by building your very first, very simple workflow. First, just to see what's possible, look at this. AI strategist Anca has an agent, a system that literally scans her speaker database, finds opportunities, and even drafts custom pitches for her, all while she's asleep. I mean, that's the dream, right? A system that takes care of the stuff that drains us so we can focus on what really matters. But, and this is so important, you don't start there. Nobody starts there. The goal isn't to go out and build some crazy complex system on day one. Nope. The goal is much simpler. Get your first small, practical win. Something that saves you just a little bit of time every single week. Here is a perfect example. Seriously, think about it. How many times have you uploaded an important file and then had to jump over to email or Teams to let everyone know it's there? With a tool like Power Automate, which, by the way, you probably already have with Microsoft 365, you can set this up in minutes. The trigger? A new file gets uploaded. The action? An email automatically goes out to the team. The outcome? No more chasing people down. It's so simple, but it's a real, tangible win. Okay, so once you get the hang of these simple automations, you can start to look ahead to the next level. And that next level is AI agents. This is really where the technology is going, and it's poised to totally reshape how we tackle complex projects. So what in the world is agentic AI? The easiest way to think about it is like this. It's like having a team of AIs that work together. You don't just give it one task, you give it a big goal. It then figures out all the steps needed to get there, assigns those steps to different AI tools, and manages the whole project with very little input from you. It's the difference between asking an assistant to book me a flight and asking them to plan and book the entire company retreat. See the difference? It's about delegation.
And what's absolutely wild is the speed of this. Researchers have basically found a Moore's law for these AI agents. The length of the tasks they can handle on their own has been doubling roughly every 7 months. A few years ago, we were talking about tasks that took a few minutes. Today, they can handle projects that take hours. By 2030, they're expected to reliably handle projects that take a whole month. This future is coming, and it's coming fast. And please don't think this is just some sci-fi theory. It's already happening. For attendees, an agent can be a 24/7 virtual helper. For us planners, they can automate huge chunks of speaker management, or even intelligently match sponsors with the perfect exhibitors. And after the event, they can chop up recordings into blog posts, social clips, you name it. The practical uses are already here. This quote right here, this is the thing that really puts it all into perspective. The fear isn't that some robot is going to take your job. The real competitive threat is that another person, another human, is going to use these tools to do what you do, but in a fraction of the time. Being adaptable and willing to learn this stuff isn't really optional anymore.
Okay, so we've covered the landscape, we've defined the key terms, and we've peeked into the future. Let's bring this all the way back home and talk about your single, actionable first step to get you on this path.
Let's just bring this all together. Remember, the objective is not perfection. It is not about completely overhauling your entire workflow overnight. It's simply about getting your first practical win. Just one small change that proves to you that this works and saves you a little bit of time. So here it is, your mission should you choose to accept it. First, just identify one thing, one small, annoying, repetitive task you do every week. Maybe it's forwarding certain emails, maybe it's logging registrations, maybe it's sending deadline reminders. Second, just think for a minute. How could a simple if this then that rule take care of it? Third, just open up a tool you already have, like Power Automate, and just play around. No pressure. Just experiment.
And as you start to build, please remember this amazing analogy. Building these workflows is like building muscle. It's not a one-and-done kind of thing. It's not set it and forget it. These systems need check-ins, they need tweaks, they need a little bit of maintenance. So just be patient with yourself, be flexible, and know that you'll have to tend to your systems from time to time.
So, I want to leave you with this one final thought. Because this isn't really about technology. It's about what the technology gives you back. If AI could handle all that repetitive noise and just hand you back 5 hours every single week, what would you build? What bigger, more creative, more impactful projects would you finally have the space to create? That is the real promise here.